All right, Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, Hashem Rachakudash, double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders, great millstone. Peace and blessings to the whole day of the tabernacles of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, maybe you may be, wherever you may be, to you are saying Shalom, Yahshua Shalom. All right, back into another AI chat. Not sure exactly where we're going to go with this one. I just had a random question. I decided to pop it in here because I always find it interesting to see what technology has to say, right? So I typed in which we, of course, the prophecies we know and we understand, but it just gives a little extra, to the lesson. So it says, what is so important about everything going digital? And I haven't read this yet. I probably read this first paragraph and then I just jump right into it. So, we're going to a blind. So it says the increasing prevalence of digital technologies has made digital transformation a critical imperative for businesses to remain competitive and relevant in today's rapidly evolving market. This shift is driven by changing customer expectations, the need for operational efficiency, and the pursuit of new growth opportunities. And that's what they say. It says the importance of digital transformation. Digital transformation is not merely about adopting new technologies. It involves a fundamental rethinking of how an organization operates, delivers value, and interacts with its customers and employees. It encompasses integrating digital technologies across all facets of a business, leading to significant changes in processes, culture, and customer experiences. Which we've seen that, like I mentioned before, well, it stopped doing it, but there was I don't know how many it was, but I know one particular Dollar General store. It was further across town, but it had a self checkout counter, and then they took it down. I guess maybe it wasn't working proper, or maybe it was just a trial and error type of deal. But I've also mentioned there's an AutoZone here, which, I mean, there's obviously several AutoZones, but the one that's closest from this area here, they have a self checkout now, where you basically go, you go around, you get what you want. You need some oil, or you need a wrench or something like that, and you just come right to the counter, and you scan and check it out. The only problem with that is there's never bags, all right, for you to put anything in, because you might be getting a little load of things, so you still need assistance because there's those bags, which that doesn't make sense. But there's only but so much space because they had to integrate it. They had to kind of work around because that regular counter was like one side there's one register, the other side there's another register, and so they took that one side and made it a self checkout register. And I'm not sure about the second side. I don't think that anything is going on with the second side anymore. I'm not sure because I don't frequent often. But the point I'm making is they had to pretty much work into that space. So I don't know. The point is that uh, they have that self checkout. One particular Walmart, or I think all the Walmarts are doing it, but I know one in particular. I remember when they first started to shut down for so-called remodeling, and they weren't really remodeling the store. What it was, they were doing away with every single, um, people register. I don't know how you want to call it. The employee registers, and they put in place of it all self checkout counters. So now when you go there, there's probably one, maybe two employees, because you know how they do, like when you at self checkout, they have someone standing there because if you need assistance or something's not scanning right or whatever, they'll so they'll have one, maybe two people like that. And so when you go there, everything's self checkout. Okay, so everything's being watched, everything's being scanned. You can't trip the like that, not that you want to, but you can't trick the system because you're on camera. It's not going to beep, stuff like that. Uh, you know, well, you get the point. Everything is transitioning from the way it was to basically it's desensitizing. That's what basically what I'm trying to get to. Say they're trying to desensitize you to the digital system. Okay, self checking out. They wanna see if everybody continue on with self checkout, and then make it more so called convenient where you can just go scan your hand, and it makes check out even quicker. Um, they've taken everything from cell phones, laptops, desktops, all these different things, devices. You got smartwatches and stuff like that, and then uh, you have your credit cards, your Google Pays or whatever all that kind of stuff is, which that's also where you can just tap. And they're taking these things and they're kind of sinking it through. Like I used to talk about a funnel. Okay, all these things are put into a funnel, and what happens with the funnel? It comes out at one particular small end, and that end is going to be the whole digital system, their digital age. So they desensitize you to self checking out things, getting used to using technology. They got they wanted to bring out robot taxis, robots. Period. Okay, desensitize you to machines being everywhere, and really ultimately it's just going to be a part of their surveillance. Okay. It says key drivers and benefits. Several factors underscore the importance of digital transformation. Meeting, evolving customer expectations. Modern customers, accustomed to seamless digital experiences in their daily lives, expect the same from businesses. They demand personalized services. Hold on, let me see. Read that again. Modern customers, accustomed to seamless digital experience, which actually that's basically what we just talked about. Seamless digital experiences. Okay, and even now, where you can order food, it comes to your door. You can order groceries, it comes to your door. You can order packages, they come to your door, where people don't even leave home. Okay, and a lot of these people are actually lazy, man. I know I've seen that for myself, because it'll be the person with a big, huge, nice home. They got 5 cars in the garage. Okay, they all this money and space and time, and they'll still be lazy. They don't even want to come out. They'll have things delivered to them. Okay, but that's America for you. It says modern customers accustomed to seamless digital experiences in their daily lives expect the same from businesses. They demand personalized services, 24/7 accessibility, and convenient interactions across multiple channels. Companies that fail to meet these expectations risk losing customers to more digitally mature competitors. See that, and that's great, right? Somebody's a business, okay? Like everything is going digital, and if you're not with the game plan, then you're gonna be pretty much cut out the picture, because they're not just gonna allow people to still deal, with like for instance, paper currency. Okay, there's not gonna be some random stores, still open with paper currency, and everything's going digital. No, those people are going to be out of business. Companies that fail to meet these expectations risk losing customers to more digitally mature competitors. See, they make it sound like it's good. Okay, digital transformation enables businesses to gather and analyze customer data, allowing for tailored products, services, and interactions that enhance satisfaction and loyalty. Improved operational efficiency and productivity. Digital technologies automate repetitive tasks, streamline workflows, and reduce manual errors, leading to significant gains in efficiency and productivity. Examples include cloud computing for data storage and collaboration, AI for data analytics and automation, which they're trying to collect everybody's data now, which they have been collecting everybody's data because they want to know how you think and stuff like that. AI for data analytics and automation, and IoT uh, for real-time monitoring and predictive maintenance. This optimization not only reduces costs but also frees up employees to focus on higher value strategic activities. So they're not really talking about much there. Um, Gaining competitive advantage. Let's see what it says. In a market where technology is constantly disrupting traditional business models, digital transformation is essential for survival and growth. Companies that embrace digital innovation can respond more quickly to market changes, develop new products and services, and enter new markets, thereby outperforming competitors. The ability to leverage emerging technologies like AI, machine learning, and big data provides insights into customer behavior and operational performance, enabling better decision making and strategic positions. So, like I said, they're always trying to make things going digital sound good, okay? And ultimately, it's about surveillance. Cost saving. I'm going to get to that. want to get into that. It's actually more here than I thought it was. Security. Oh wait, yeah, security measures. Let's see what they say about this. As businesses become more digital, the importance of robust cybersecurity measures increases. Digital transformation initiatives often include implementing advanced security protocols such as multi-factor authentication and encryption to protect sensitive data and mitigate cyber threats. Yeah, and they're going to try to do away with all that so-called threat there. But like we spoke about just not too long. Okay, getting everybody's digital identity. They got the iris orb scanner to scan your eyes. Was it who was it? Mexico. It was talking about what they were forcing. Somewhere else they were for. Let's see what. Maybe I'll type in something else here. I don't know the question I want to ask. Wait, it says about digital age. Look, it says in essence, digital transformation is no longer an option, but a necessity for businesses aiming for long-term success and sustainability in the digital age. Yeah, because the digital age is Esau's age. Let me see if I can type in another question. I don't know exactly how I want to word it. Let's see. Let's just keep it here in the states. Maybe give us something. Let's say how. Well, probably not many. Maybe we'll rearrange the question. Let's just type what we want to type first. How many states have gone digital? And I'll come back and maybe make a more worldwide, universal type of question if I can. As of August 15, 2025, a significant majority of U.S. states and territories have embraced digital transformation initiatives, with many showing substantial progress in various aspects of digital governance. Look, digital governance. Let me need all that. Okay, 84%, 46 out of 55 of U.S. states and territories have passed at least one executive order, wow, related to government digital transformation since 2013. What does that mean, though? See, it says 84%, 46 out of 55 of U.S. states and territories have passed at least one executive order, okay, related to, I gotta grab a button by mistake. I wanted to grab this, all right? One executive order related to government digital transformation since 2013. You see, so everything's being worked up. Okay, it's in the works. Everything is in the works. For Babylon the Great to go fully digital. Now the event that the Lord it brings, okay, or more so what I'm trying to say is how it plays out. Okay, we have to wait and see. Okay, but everybody's in line. Okay, what almost everybody, I guess, but everybody will be in line. Like we just read about the businesses. You the leader of your state, so to say. You know. Let's see. Oh wow! It says this indicates a widespread commitment at the executive level to modernize government operations and service delivery. Furthermore, 75%, 41 out of 55 of states or territories have enacted at least one bill related to artificial intelligence. Hey, see, this screams Revelation 13, 16, 17, and 18. All right. Talk about the little, tiny thing. Okay. They want to inject into your a hand. And then also going into their brain technologies. Okay. Um, wow, that's crazy. 41 out of 55 of states or territories have enacted at least one bill related to artificial intelligence since 2019. So it goes to show you that both avenues are being covered. The CHIP and then the brain CHIP, I guess you could say like that, demonstrating a growing legislative focus on emerging technologies within government. Okay, see, because it all goes back to government, which we know the president's a puppet. All right, the banker families are the ones that are in control of things, but you know, the average person doesn't realize that. Digital transformation in U.S. States encompasses a broad range of efforts, including improving citizen engagement, streamlining operations, and enhancing service delivery. I think that's the same thing they said on the last thing we were reading. Many states are focusing on human-centered design, ensuring that digital services are intuitive, accessible, and responsive to the diverse needs of their residents. This involves initiatives such as single sign-on systems, modernized websites, and mobile applications to simplify interactions with government services. Um, let's see here. Digital equity. What's this here? Let's see here. Just trying to see what it all says here. AI policies and government exclusive AI. Include using AI for chatbots to assist citizens. Yeah, people do that now. And AI is not always right either. Sometimes just be lying. Yeah, this is starting to get into some other stuff. Let's see what it says here in the closing. All right, yeah. So there's not too much there. Let's see what happens if we punch in countries. It is right there. Let's see what happens if we do that. All right. It says the concept of going digital for a country can be interpreted in several ways, encompassing the adoption of digital technologies and governance or e-government, the widespread use of digital identities, the overall digital competitiveness of an economy, and the prevalence of internet usage among its population. Uh, it says while no country has fully transitioned to being entirely digital, in every aspect, significant progress has been made across various digital fronts globally. See what they tell us who. A number of countries that have made substantial progress in various aspects of digitalization, including e-government, digital identity systems, and digital competitiveness, is extensive, with many nations actively pursuing further digital transformation. Yeah, and ultimately, all this, the chaos is about to happen is going to lead up to the digital system. He's going to say, "Hey, here's my answer for everything. This is how we make things better." Um, in terms of e-government, which focuses on the digitization of public services to enhance efficiency and transparency, a significant number of countries have achieved high levels of development. As of April 2025, the United Kingdom leads with 95.3% e-government score, followed by New Zealand 92.1%, and Japan 88.8%. Other top performers include the Netherlands, Denmark, Saudi Arabia, Estonia, Singapore, Finland, and Ireland, all with scores above 77%. The United States ranks 11th with 76.2%. These rankings are based on the availability of key online services. I'm not seeing too much here. Digital identity. ID systems are another crucial aspect of a country's digital transformation. Yeah, and they've been talking about that, especially with this whole migrant situation. Okay, uh, that's going to make them want to force more you know to the digital. They want to be able to identify everybody. Basically, what I'm trying to say. Okay, and they'll say that it helps and we're able to crack down on crime and whatever kind of thing they'll throw at you to get you to believe it. Enabling secure and convenient online and offline identity. So there you go, online and offline identity verification. By 2024, experts predicted that governments would have issued around 5 billion digital IDs worldwide. Countries like Estonia have been pioneers with their eID system active for 20 years, supporting over 600 services for citizens. Okay, and 2,400 for businesses. Singapore's National Digital Identity (NDI) system, built on SingPass, connects over 700 government agencies and private businesses. Other nations with mature digital ID systems include India, Sweden, Belgium, Denmark, Netherlands. Okay. As July 2025, several countries have launched national digital ID systems, including Austria, ID Austria, China, National Online Identity Authentication Public Service, Denmark, MIT ID, Estonia EID, and Mobile ID. So they got two. Singapore, SingPass, South Korea, Digital Resident Registration Card. Wow. But I mean, come on, look at everybody's doing the same thing. Spain, MIDNI, and the United Arab Emirates UAE Pass. While many countries are developing digital ID systems, challenges such as cybersecurity threats, data privacy concerns, and a lack of global standards remain. Okay, but all that's going to be hashed out. Yeah, see, it says digital competitiveness, which measures an economy's capacity and readiness to adopt and explore digital technologies, also indicates a country's digital advancement. Okay, and what do they say about China? All right, China's that model, okay, for what they want with the digital system, because China has the social credit scoring system, okay, where your how can I explain it? Basically, your credit score is this your credit score is attached to everything. You do something bad in society, credit drops, or maybe you're eating. He told you not to eat this food or eat too much of this food. We find out, credit drops. Okay, if you do good or do this, do that, basically our incentives. Okay, then your credit score goes up. So when you add that, the whole digital system to a social credit scoring system, and on top of that, you give people, UBI, universal basic income. They pretty much managed the perfect system because a lot of people, uh, you know, um, basically with the way society is going, people are going to be looking because people are losing jobs, right? And they're doing that on purpose, right? A lot of jobs have been taken away, and those that are not, they're just not making enough. All right, everybody's struggling, so they'll say, "Hey, take our UBI," and people will say, "Hey, yeah, of course I'll take it." You know why? Because they're they're needing that income, and then what happens with the UBI is they're going to give you enough according to your household to pay your bills or whatever, maybe get some groceries, and then you're not going to have anything left, if anything left. And whatever is left, and you don't spend it, which then what you can spend it on is going to be limited anyways. But if you don't spend it, it goes back to the government, and then they reload you the next month. So you're basically renting your life, and they're the ones supplying the money for you to rent it. Okay, so it's really what's the word I'm looking for? It's really an illusion, okay? An illusion of you doing better or having a little more freedom or coming up on a level. It's really an illusion. But what they've done is put you into a box, all right? Where we're gonna pay for your housing, okay, and reload it every month, and the card or whatever, and you'll never know that we're pretty much controlling you because all you looking to do is survive. My screen jumped by mistake, or did I go back up? I don't remember. Okay, maybe I jumped up by mistake. Look, furthermore, the widespread adoption of the internet is a fundamental indicator of a country's digital penetration. As of the end of 2023, the total number of internet users globally was estimated to be around 5.3 billion. This indicates that a significant portion of the world's population is connected, forming the basis for further digital services and economy. And that's what they're trying to do. Interconnect everybody under one system, okay? Which Esau's digital system. You have digital banks, digital IDs, digital everything, okay? Because that's his idea for the new world, a digital age, okay? That's him trying to achieve, what the Lord is doing on the right hand side, but he's trying to achieve that on the left hand side with digital technology. He even says that in Daniel. Um, let me get it before I forget it, because I probably forget it. All right. Yep. See here. Let me take all this strong so I can read it easy. It's messing up what I'm trying to read here. Okay. Here you go. So Daniel 12:4, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. And we're now in the end, okay? The scriptures gave us the end time prophecies to look for, okay? So that we know what's going to go down before the coming of the Lord. All right. And it says, many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. And knowledge has been increased. And the internet has been a great help in the spreading of that knowledge, the truth that has been so long without fruit shall be declared. Then I, Daniel, looked, and behold, there stood other two, the one on this side of the bank of the river, and the other on that side of the bank of the river. And one said to the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, how long shall it be to the end of these wonders? Actually, I don't even need to read down that far. Yeah, I mean, I pretty much got the point in verse 4. I just wanted to get what it says. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. But I will read this one, though. Where is it? I just saw it here. Many shall be purified and made white and tried. That's the remnant. Okay? But the wicked shall do wickedly. And none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. Okay? And so ultimately, this is what we are. Right? So it says, I think we just read that. Yeah. The development of central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, is another emerging aspect of digitalization, with many central banks exploring or piloting their own digital currencies. See, everybody's going, it's the same plan across the globe. As of July 2025, the Atlantic Council CBDC tracker shows that a growing number of countries and currency unions are exploring CBDCs, with some already in circulation. In summary, while a complete digital transformation for any country is an ongoing process, many nations have made significant strides in digitizing public services, implementing digital identity systems, right, as a key thing right there, implementing digital identity systems, fostering digital competitiveness, and ensuring widespread internet access. The continuous evolution, yeah, but they're going to start to monitor you, okay, at some point. Well, I mean, they're already monitoring you, but I mean, you're going to need, certain things you're not going to be able to access, and they're going to know who's here, where they're, and everywhere on a higher level. The continuous evolution of technology and policy suggests that the number of countries embracing and expanding their digital capabilities will continue to grow. Yeah, of course, because that's part of Esau's plan, man. Okay, and like what's the saying? Order ab chaos. Okay, order out of chaos, right? So Esau wants this situation to ramp up. He wants the people to rile up and go crazy over the migrants, or maybe if it's not over the so-called immigrant situation, then maybe you're rising up over your own personal living situation because of your job and bills and housing and food and whatever else. All right, Esau wants that chaos to happen because he thinks he's going to set order out of that chaos, but really the true order is going to come, which is Yahushua. Because once this goes down, okay, we're in the midst of Jacob's trouble, and people are going to be in the uproar, and the scriptures speak about that. where it says the course of the ashes are standing in their power. That's an impossible. I'm going to pull up this book real quick. I'm going to close out in a second here. Yep, right here. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. Meaning close. It's close, right? Sword and their destruction is close. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Okay, that's what it says in Isaiah 19, man. I would say the Egyptians against the Egyptians. Let me get that real quick. Isaiah 19 chapter. See? And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. See? And, you know, kingdom against kingdom is one thing, but on the other things that we read, it says the Egyptians against the Egyptians, talking about these Babylonians here, these Americans. They shall fight everyone against his brother, okay? People of the same nation fighting one each other. You see that happening right now with Jake, okay? All right, each, you know, of 2/3 anyways, they're pointing the finger, you know, well, I guess, you know, the Northern Kingdom is not doing it so much as of right now because, you know, fear of ICE, but, you know, they still have their attention towards one another. And even other, you know, because you have, because even when you do, like, let's just use Esau for an example, right? Esau is divided as well because he's divided more politically because they're blinded by, you know, constitution and the government and political, you know, parties and stuff like that. So you have Democrats and Republicans and maybe even other parties. So those people are against one another. But you know, it's all the same. Um, and everyone against his neighbor. See, so race wars, class wars. You see different kind of riots and protests happening, city against city. See, one city may agree with this, the next city says no, we don't agree with that. That's wrong, and however the case may be. And kingdom against kingdom, which is the same thing. Is pretty much similar to what's said in Matthew 24, Luke 21. All right, wars and rumors of wars, pestilence, famines, and diverse places, and all these things are the beginning of sorrows. Okay, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. And that's what Esau has always done. Okay, what's that? Isaiah 40, I was gonna say 7. Stand now with thine enchantments and so on and so forth. There, which you have labeled from your youth. It says, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, which we see as DJT, right? It says, and a fierce king shall rule over them, said the Lord, Yahweh of hosts. A fierce king. Yeah, he doesn't care about anything or anybody. Okay. Just like Nero in the ancient days, he set the fire, blamed it on the Israelites, and then he played an instrument, while all this craziness went down. Okay. And Trump did the same thing. When craziness was going down, this guy was out smiling and golfing for the cameras. Okay. So yeah, Nero didn't care for the Israelites, okay, and Trump doesn't care for the Israelites either, okay, because if he did, he wouldn't be in the position that he's in, okay. Esau would get him out the way. You see what they did with the so-called assassinations, which I think it was multiple ones, so-called assassination attempts, right? So if he wasn't in with the game plan, they get him out the way and get someone who is, but he is down with the game plan, okay. And you see, since he walked into office, what has he done? All right, he's gotten a lot of work done, for Esau's Esau's game plan, his system. All right, he passed bills, signed this, signed that, talking about this, doing that. Okay, so yeah, a lot of things have happened in the short amount of time he's been in office. Okay, Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts. Back over here. So it says, for the sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, see, and invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes. Yeah, because people are starting to get tired of, what's happening in society. The government's not fixing it. Okay, they're doing everything else, everywhere else, sending money overseas, but then telling their people, "Oh, we don't have any money," all right, and then turn around and give Ukraine money or State of Israel money or whatever the case may be, all right. But then they'll say we're broke, we're in debt. Oh, we need this, we need that. Okay, with the he lied saying yeah, there's gonna be I forgot exactly what he was talking about, millions and billions and billions and millions. Okay, you know, have so much money, you're not gonna know what to do with it, and those people have not seen that money yet. For those that believed him when he was saying those words, man. Okay, because they don't have the people's interest. Okay, they have the bankers' family's interest. All right, at heart, because it's all about them moving forward and establishing their new way of life, new system. They want to be a part of the good bunch. Okay, it says, "In the course of their actions shall stand in their power." So people are gonna, get tired of everything that's going on. People are gonna be against one another. They're gonna be against their local government, or like your governors, state level, government level. Okay, and they're gonna start to do whatever they want to do. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Okay, they're going to lock down stuff like that, even for the fighting. Okay, uh, um, uh, um, what's the word? I just had a word slip my mind there. I was thinking about martial law. Okay, stuff like that movie, Lead the World Behind. Well, I think it was the first and second part. I can't remember. I think it was the second part. But anyways, what kind of American are you, right? Okay, people are going to be on that level. Okay, because nobody's gonna trust nobody. What's going on. See, everybody's well, not everybody yet. Some people are still just their minds are not in the right place. But pay attention to what's going on in America, man. Okay, this place is circling the drain, right? It's going down. Okay, because that's part of the will of the Lord. The scriptures talk about knowing what the will of the Lord is. Okay, bring destruction and chaos and war. Okay, to the earth, especially here in Babylon. All right, and then eventually destroy this place. There's going to be a lot of death and slaughter. We want to be on that hedge. Okay, like it talks about in Job, the hedge of protection. All right. Um, I'll probably stop right there. I could probably read some more. I'll just stop right there. I think I read all of this. Just a random, I had a little random question there, so I decided to type it up. So, Lord willing that you will edify. So, in close, begin with all praise and glory to our power. How about you want to shot? Then sign shalom.